So we're still seeing the Dope Boys right there doing some epic work as far as the shows are concerned. Like, truth be told, starting from the time that they dropped the Poom Poom song, they have been making shows after shows, and people, the turning up of their shows are quite very awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome and very epic, and you would wonder, say, Nyimboche Mos, and then we have such a massive turnout from people, because I think so far I've only listened to about 4 or 5 of their songs, of which would say maybe 1 or 2 are doing better, the Oyampu and probably the Mbelengende one, because this no one ish. Truth be told, Kaya. Yeah, it's not really.
All right, so let's a quick one. Let's leave it up to King Visas to get to hear some few stories that you have installed for us before we get to wrap it up right here.
Okay, yeah. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
I came a bit late. I was.
You came late, not a bit.
Actually, I'm somewhere attending some conferences, so
Okay.
that's why I had to bring it out. But anyway, to begin with, I think looking at the issue of the Dope Boys, well, it was quite sad to see that Ezra has actually pulled out from managing the guys. I think in the industry we need to have respect for each other, no matter what, no matter where you come from. I think we have seen this on the copper belt guys, not everyone, but some other guys that feel more like just because of the way Bapondo, the river Pondo, you get that. But it doesn't mean you have to lower yourself to a junkie type of life. I think we need to also brand ourselves, even though I'm known as a junkie, but you get to find a way that you tone yourself down in terms of talking. I think that is one thing that I've seen. The Dope Boys are good, creative, talented, but the aspect of the respect aspect has to come. Because if you're managing someone, then they're not coming to an extent where they're respecting you, then also me, I can pull out. Okay. Yeah, I think that is one thing you can bring. It's quite a sad moment, but what I just can say is let them go back to the drawing board and look at the aspect where we have to control ourselves, because we know Ezra is a big guy in the entertainment industry. He's a big guy, so you have to go back to the drawing board and okay, where did they go wrong? Okay, so if you have people like Ezra that have organized color fests and successful events, they put out on you as managing you, meaning you have a problem somewhere. Okay, at least you have to keep it on the down low. You have to have that nature of respect towards the people that are managing you. And the other thing I also bring across the issue of promoting upcoming artists. I think yesterday we had a heated argument with me and one of the big artists. I won't mention the names. I posted something to say the way these big artists get to behave when you make it big, more like they knew the struggle that you went through from your grassroots to reach there. Okay, some of them may reach an extent where they will even want to hang around with you more like, okay, you say we fancy number, get that.
Oh yeah.
But when you walk up to them and ask for them, say, guys, okay, look, I just want you to listen to my song. Okay, maybe in one way or the other you can help me to move the next block. They don't want to do that. Okay, but when you reach somewhere there, they're all behaving more like, okay, and everything, which is quite unfair on
the upcoming
uprising artists. These guys are talented. They have recorded from bedroom studios, but the content and the way they sing, you can tell this is a good artist. We were expecting something which is going beyond where, how can I put it? Like, for example, you have seen the way Mr. Easy did it, Empower. He took artists that are not yet known in Africa and he wants to put them on the map where everybody's going to appreciate them. But if in our own artists, our own big artists in Zambia don't want to do that, then who's going to do it for us? Because it starts with them. If you see more than, as you have said, Maku says, in a day receives more than 15 artists to him to say, I'm a rapper and everything. Why don't you do something? Because people have seen that you can help them out. Why don't you do something to help those people out? Because they have got talent. We can't force ourselves to be on top for a long time. Tomorrow you won't be there, and then who's going to remain? Okay. If the time when Mondo Music was still around, when we with the beginning of the Chattels, the Danny and everything, if those guys were selfish, we wouldn't have seen how big Rough Kid is right now. We would have seen how big Slap D is right now. We would have seen how big Tommy D is right now. You get that? Because those people believed in new talent. People like Mainza, they believed in new talent. Why don't we see these already established artists also believe in the new talent? Why don't they just work up to them and, say, I'm going to help this person out? You get that? Which is the reason why our entertainment industry is more like is going through circles. Is because the people on the top, they tend to be selfish when they reach there, because they don't want, just because you had a struggle to become rich, you also want someone coming behind you to struggle to get rich. You can help them, show them a way, because in the process of your struggle, you learn something. You can tell someone, you know what, I passed like this, then this is where I passed through. You get that. I'll give you an example. When some of us were starting being radio DJs, we were sent to graveyard shifts where no one can even listen to you. But these days, someone can start radio today, tomorrow is even doing the drive time or doing the breakfast show. So you look at that, things are changing, because they have learned something from these that suffered, us that suffered from way back, and we give them good advice. Actually, this same thing also brings me to the aspect where I'm actually proud of, Ignatius. Okay, he has done something different in the movie industry, but our industry is not appreciated. Just like what you're reading for Mark II and what he said, that we have got the Ministry of Tourism and Arts. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, I really don't know what it is doing. Or it's just there as the word, the Ministry of Arts and Tourism. I won't go into details into that. But I've seen in Zambia, I've got people that are talented, that have made a name. Okay, that actually brings me, yesterday I had a chat with Steven, the marketing manager for ITEL. I wanted to find out, because they were launching a new phone that is a P something. I went there, I took part, I was a part and parcel of what were invited. I squeezed him to the corner. I said, but ITEL was the first manufacturing company which had a brand ambassador who was a Zambian artist. What has stopped from there? Okay, he came out, he told me, every time we come up with creative stuffs, we did not stop having brand ambassadors. We are still having, every time we have got an S phone, we still be able to have a brand ambassador, because we haven't, from the time of Slabi, they haven't had a brand ambassador. We have seen Infinix, Techno, they have brought in brand ambassadors, whether it's Mark II and there is Bobby East. But he told me to say, once they have the new product on the market, which is an S, they are going to have a brand ambassador. But he did not promise to say, I'm promising this, but we're going to have a brand ambassador. We have seen Zambian companies endorsing people that are from outside than endorsing our very own. We have got models that can be, I'll give an example. Coca-Cola uses so much models from Kenya, not those from Zambia. But our very own companies that in Zambia cannot pick up a Zambian model and put them on the billboard as one of empowering them. They cannot pick up a DJ and put them on a billboard as one of empowering them. I'm actually proud of MTN. MTN is one company that has actually embraced so much of Zambian artists. Because if you look, most of their billboards, last time there was Wazy, there was Bombshell, there was Sheffy, you get that. And also Airtel did that as them again. They had put in Mark II. But if we are going to come and say, let us on local, our very own local, celebrities. I'll give you an example as I get to wind up. PMC is one of the most influential uprising DJs. I don't expect him to an extent where he can walk from town to reach somewhere. If a company can pick him up and put him on the billboard, we all know to say those guys are going to have something that everybody says, okay, if everybody can talk about PMC, what will stop Trade Kings from coming on board and pick up PMC and put him on a billboard? Because everybody talks about him, and he's a household name. You get that? I think it's high time these companies stop running away from the responsibility of working with local entertainment, people in the entertainment industry. Let them start rushing to look for people from outside. We can also embrace our own, because once you empower someone, you're empowering everyone.
All right, so I wish we could go on and on, talk about how a lot of entertainment right there as well, but pretty much on some few stories which were trending this week that we had installed for you as well.
Time is not our best ally today, so we'll have to wrap it up and leave the rest for the next episode.
So we're gonna be going through our inbox, the messages that you've been sending, for just to check out who was celebrating the birthday. And next week we're gonna be unleashing the person that was celebrating their birthday today on the 10th as well. So this is where we have to wrap it up for today. A great looking out to the entire team that made this show awesome right there. Francis Salvador, Billy, D Black as well. Awesome show it has been today. So from me, PMC,
and all of us, I thought you're doing the salutation for everybody.
Okay, from me, PMC, Professor Lance, King V's, the entire studio guests that came through right here. This is where we're going to have to call it a day on the launch right here on Prime TV.